Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to my channel. If you've visited here before, you may have noticed I have changed the name. The channel is now called the Welsh Lady, for obvious reasons. Now, I don't know if you're from Wales yourself or whether you live far away. Either way, you're very welcome here, and I hope you come back. Maybe if you haven't yet subscribed, you might consider clicking that little button so that you'll be kept up to date whenever I put a new video up. Now, the other thing you might notice a little different about today's video, if you have watched any others, I'm talking to you from a different location. The last videos I tried to get the audio to sound nice and quiet without any annoying echoes. But I must admit, I was a little disappointed with how echoey it sounded, even though I had chosen a room that I thought was quite quiet, with carpets, curtains, lots of soft furnishings. There was still a little bit too much echo. So I have scoured my house to see if I could find somewhere a little bit quieter. Ideally somewhere that didn't have windows, and somewhere not echoey. So here we are. Welcome to my airing cupboard. Yes, truly. Today we are in my airing cupboard. As you can see, there's just enough room for me to stand up. There's enough room for my camera and my light, my microphone, very important, my computer, and maybe a prop. But it is still quite a small space. So maybe you could let me know in the comments below. Let me know if this is an adequate space. I hope it is, because I don't know where else I could go. let's get on to today's video. The last video I did, I talked about one of the books that I love, and it was the Ladybird Book of Trees. And today I thought I would talk about another book from my bookshelf. Again, it's a book that I have had for a long time, and a book that holds a lot of memories. So let's have a look at today's book. Here we go. Yes. The book I'm going to talk about today. Classic. The Good Housekeeping Cooking for today. I wonder if any of you have got this book. And it says it is the complete guide to cookery and entertaining. And if I turn it around, can you see how well used this book is? Quite a few marks, cookery spills on the pages. And I checked. This edition was published in 1979. And in 1979, I would have been 11 years old, nearly 12. So you might think that this book was handed down to me, maybe from my mother or an older relative. No. I bought this book myself, probably in 1980, maybe 1981. It's an unusual book for a teenager, I will admit. I was probably an unusual teenager, and I did love cooking, mostly baking. I enjoyed making cakes. But I do remember the day I bought this book. I was in Cardiff, and on the main high street in Cardiff was a bookshop called Leah's, and it was a nice old-fashioned bookshop with floor-to-ceiling bookshelves and sections across the shop for different books. So I must have gone to the cookery section, and I think the book appealed to me because of the photos. And even at the age of 12, I was looking forward to having my own house. I remember that. And I thought, when I get my own house, I want to be able to cook. And this book has got everything in it. And I must say, it has come in very, very handy over the years. And it still comes out once a year, a couple of days before Christmas, because I use the same recipe for bread sauce every year that I found in this book. I love the feel of the book, how much the weight of it in my hands. You can see from the cover, it seems quite old-fashioned now. Got a nice meaty casserole on the front cover. Some pasta, or what would be referred to in this book as noodles, onion, and some dried bay leaves. The recipes in here are classic recipes, but some of them look really old-fashioned now. I think maybe in the 1970s people were doing more dinner party and entertaining. These days things probably are a lot more casual, and you might have a kitchen supper or friends round for a barbecue, or just casual chilli. This book has some of those recipes, but also some very technical, fancy food. But I love the pictures. Let's have a little look inside. Yes, you see what I mean. Everything in the 70s, for your average dinner party, had to be very extravagant looking. Do you remember the TV chef, Fanny Craddock? She would make very exotic, brightly coloured foods. I think in the 70s there was still a hangover from those days. Wow, look at that. Beef Wellington. Oh, I do love beef Wellington. But notice how the wine served in a carafe. And always watercress on the side of your plate. Some kind of a shellfish served on ice. This was all my thing. Strawberry shortcake. Or maybe raspberry shortcake. So the book is broken down into very helpful sections. Basic recipes and techniques. And that's what I liked about this book. It assumed no previous knowledge. So if you'd never made pastry before, it would take you through But if you were more advanced, there's some very technical recipes in here, such as gâteau and patisserie. Next section is for the hostess. It's a lovely old-fashioned word, hostess. And in this section, all you would need to know about wines, sherry and aperitifs, brandy and liqueurs, coffee, how to serve and eat, flowers, caring for tableware and linen. Then a section on entertaining and various ideas for buffets. And not just buffets, different types of buffet. So we have easy buffet. I think that's my kind of buffet. Formal buffet. Buffet lunches. Hot and midnight suppers. I don't think I've ever been to a midnight supper. And then we move on in formality to dinner parties, children's parties, parties for teenagers, special occasions, picnics and barbecues, fondue parties. No 1970s host would have been without a fondue. Do you remember the fondue set that people would give you for Christmas? And then the final section, general information here on party planners checklist, catering quantities, storage, calorie charts, lots of other information. So you can see this is a very comprehensive cookbook. I used to love poring over the photographs. Even a simple quiche looks stunning. They're photographed so beautifully. Pâtés and terrines. There's a recipe here for thrifty pâté. And it's got belly pork, liver, streaky bacon, onion, garlic, salt, pepper and butter. Probably really, really tasty. Yeah. Now if this bit isn't 70s, I don't know what is. Garnishes. Make a little flower out of your radish. Do you remember the cutters that you could buy? And the person on the market stall made them look so easy. But if you tried to do it at home, it never quite worked out. As I said, this book was invaluable for me when I did eventually have my first house, because I didn't have a clue what joints of meat to buy. But here, all different types of joints. Very helpful. All the accompaniments, various stuffings. Noisettes of lamb. And so we go through the book. All the recipes, by the way, use imperial measures. So that's ounces, pints. No grams or litres here. Veal and rice, paprika. Oh, I could eat that now. Chicken cooked with orange and garnished with grapes. What else have we got? Braising. Oh, cooking with offal. I used to skip past this bit. Not very keen on offal. Sausage salad with apples. Oh. All baking recipes. Lovely. Bread. Have a look at this. Even shows you how to make a wedding cake. I thought this was the most sophisticated wedding cake I had ever seen. And I wanted my own wedding cake to look like that. But by the time I got married, the fashion was very different. So I never had that one. All different breads. And then we come on to the fancy recipes. Lobster thermidor. I don't think I've ever eaten that in a restaurant. Never mind cooking at home. Chicken galantine. I always loved looking at this recipe. It just looks so exotic. It looks like the chicken has icing on it, but it's some kind of aspic sauce, I think, with a little decoration made of radishes. So various dinner party recipes and gâteaux. Look at these gâteaux. Gâteau Saint Honore. Honor. I don't even know how to pronounce it. It looks very complicated. Lots of icing, nozzles and assembly. Rhum Babas. I remember my mother used to buy Rhum Babas on a special occasion from Marks and Spencer's. My dad loved those. And then advice on wine. How to mix drinks. Recipes for cocktails. Then how to serve all these fancy things. Pasta. Corn on the cob. Flowers to arrange for your table. And then all these party recipes. Oh wow. Cooking in a hurry, using a slow cooker. Now that could be handy today because I'm using my slow cooker quite a bit. Cakes. And then all these menus for buffets. I am feeling quite hungry now. Children's parties. This is so sweet. Parties for young teenagers. So what have we got for parties for teenagers? Hamburgers on savoury rice, white cabbage salad, orange baked apples and cream, and mulled cider. Wow. Hang on. The cider. Oh, it is alcoholic cider. Wow. Okay, must have been older teenagers, surely. Yeah, no mention of pizza here or takeouts. Oh, Christmas, Easter, picnics and barbecues. Fondue. This is very sweet. Operation Rescue. This is how to salvage a meal if it's gone a bit wrong. So, if your sauce lacks flavour but won't stand more salt, add lemon juice. Especially good for sauces for fish. Wow. And then all the recommended tools for your kitchen. That's a very quick look through my book. I hope you enjoyed that. Let me know if you like. Have a look through my books. And maybe I'll do another book next time. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe. And I will see you on the next one.